Good morning children. Today we are going to do EVS lesson of class 5, plants and animal products. Plants are very important to us. They produce all the food that animals including the people eat. Goats which eat the grass, the leaves are some other plant parts. So we are going to learn today that even the animals when it is eating, even the goats which are eating the grass, we all depend on the plants for the food products. They do not eat plants, the animals like the goats and the cows, they eat grass. So if they do not eat that, they will die. So all the food that we eat comes from the plants. Plants' leaves can be called as the food factory. So this is how you get your plant food. Plants make their own food. So that is why they are called the food factories. And who makes the food? The leaves. The leaves of the plant will be producing the food for the whole plant. So leaves as the food factories. Now we are understanding why are the leaves very important. There are so many different varieties of plants. Every kind of plant will be producing leaves and the leaves will be producing the food for the whole plant. So what we are going to learn is leaves. Green plants are the only living things that can prepare their own food. So green plants will prepare. The leaf is the part of a plant that serves primarily as the plant's food making organ. So you can say this is like a food factory, like a kitchen you can say for the whole plant. The food making process in the leaf is called photosynthesis. You have already done this topic in the 3rd and the 4th class, photosynthesis. The leaf produces food with the help of photosynthesis. So we are going to talk about food. It is a set of steps. What do you understand about photosynthesis? It is a step of different type of steps which happen inside the cells of the green plant. So inside the leaf the cells are there present. Inside the leaf the production will start. A leaf needs water. So the water comes from the root. It will come through the stem and come here. So the plant will get water. It will get carbon dioxide gas. It will get sunlight. And it needs chlorophyll. The green part of the plant or the leaf is called chlorophyll. This part is very important also for producing the food. So chlorophyll also is present. So all these 4 things inside the leaf will go through a process called photosynthesis. This process, it will produce the food. How does it produce the food? Now we will go through all the steps. Plants collect the water they need through their roots. So from the roots it will come to the stem, from the stem it will come to the stalk, and from the stalk it will come into the leaf. So you can see the water is reaching here. The veins, they carry the water up to the leaf. You can see the different veins here children, all the lines which is being seen here clearly, and you can see the main midrib also in the center. So the water reaches the whole leaf from the midrib and through all the veins there. I am sure you can see it very clearly. So the water is reaching the whole leaf. Tiny pores, small holes on the leaf are called stomata. So there are some small holes here on the outer surface and under surface which you cannot see with your eyes. They can be seen only through a microscope. So these holes help them to take the carbon dioxide air from the air surface and then put it inside the leaf. So air also is reaching them. Tiny pores on the leaf called stomata take in the carbon dioxide from the air. Now the chlorophyll, the green part in the leaf, it also makes them to help to absorb the light. The sunlight is absorbed with the help of chlorophyll. So you are having water, you are having carbon dioxide, you are having sunlight and the chlorophyll which helps the light to come into the plant. So all the things are mixed together and food is produced inside the leaf. Now photosynthesis process starts and the green leaf is able to use the sunlight energy to make food in the form of starch. So the food which is produced is called as starch. So green plants will produce starch which the leaves will prepare. Starch stores energy and provides this energy to the plants for growth. Green plants produce starch. Starch stores energy and provides this energy to the plants for growth. During this process, oxygen comes out of the leaves and extra water also is produced. This oxygen is an important part of air. We breathe in that oxygen. So, it is this oxygen that we take out of the air to keep our bodies alive. So, we breathe this oxygen which the plant is giving us, and we give out carbon dioxide which the plant needs. So, basically we are helping the plant is helping us. It gives us oxygen, we give it carbon dioxide. So, this is the main part where the food is produced, but extra oxygen is also given out, and the extra food or starch which is there present inside the kitchen or the food or the leaf, it is stored in different parts of the plant. Photosynthesis process is completed in the presence of sunlight. Without sunlight, plants are not able to make food. So, everybody has understood about photosynthesis. This is for the green plants. Now, there are some plants which are not green. They are called food for the non-green plants. So, there are some leaves which do not have chlorophyll. So, these plants also, some of them need the food, but they cannot produce their own food. Only plants with a chlorophyll, they will be able to make their food, these type of green plants. But there are some plants where they don't have chlorophyll. So example, some plant like the yeast, the mushrooms, mold and rust do not contain green chlorophyll. So, these plants don't have any green chlorophyll in it. So, they do not use sunlight to produce their food. So, when they don't have chlorophyll, the chlorophyll will not be able to help the sunlight. It cannot get sunlight. So, they don't need the sunlight to produce their food. These plants take their food from their environment in the following ways. So, what do? Even they need food to grow. They will not produce because no chlorophyll, but they can get food from other places. First part. So, what do? They get their food from the dead and decaying plants and animals. These plants are called sporophytes. So, there are small type of plant. If any animal or any bird or anything is dead in the soil, immediately you will see some small umbrella like structures coming out. Those are the mushrooms, and sometimes you will have them mold forming there. Some type of yeast cells are formed. So, these plants are called saprophytes. They grow on dead and decaying plants and animals. The next variety, some plants depend on other living things. That means if your plant is growing, on that living plant another small plant will grow. They are called parasites. So, these parasite plants will not make their own food. They will eat the food of the other living plant and they grow on that. So, there are two varieties of non-green plants where they do not produce their food, but they can live also. So, these are saprophytes and parasites. Next, we are coming across is to the new topic called carnivorous plants. Yes, there are plants which eat other animals and insects. Yes, you have heard it correctly. You might think only animal can eat animal, but there are some plants which can do that also. This is a very nice and interesting topic, I am sure. Carnivorous plants. So, carnivorous, you know about carnivorous and herbivorous lesson which you have done. Herbivorous means all plant eating, carnivorous means animal eating, they will be eating animals. So, here these plants are there which are usually very poor with nitrogen. So, carnivorous plants live in a place where the nitrogen chemical which they need for the plant is not there in the soil. So, what do? They need nitrogen to live. So, these plants have special features that allow them to get the nutrients or get it from some other maybe living insect or some living other part where they can take the nitrogen, use that for growing. If the nitrogen is not there, this plant will die. So, carnivorous plants do not have nitrogen. So, they get the nitrogen from trapping other type of insects and digesting the insects. So, two examples of this plant is pitcher plant and Venus flytrap. There are several carnivorous plants in nature, but today we will be learning about only two plants, the pitcher plant and the Venus flytrap. These two plants will have some sort of special things growing on it which can trap the insects and digest it. So let us come across to that. Okay, the carnivorous plants. So you are coming across to the now pitcher plant. The pitcher plant leaves resemble a long tube-like structure. Inside the tubular shaped leaf is lined with downward penetrating hair-like structure. This tube attracts insects. So what does the tube do? It has to produce sugary nectar, some sweet liquid on the lid of the pitcher-like structure. So what do? All the insects are attracted with the sweet smelling nectar, and then they will come to feed on the nectar, all small tiny insects. What do? They are drawn inside the tube. The nectar is down at the base of the tube. So the small insect will start coming out inside this, and it will come inside. A small insect will start coming inside with wings like structures. Once it comes inside, what happens? This tube like which thing produces sugary nectar. Insects are attracted to the nectar, and when the insects are drawn inside this tube, these hair like block the insect from climbing up the tube. So they come inside the tube, a tube like structure, they come inside, but they cannot come out. So they are stuck up inside. So what happens? They are not able to climb out of the tube like structures. They cannot escape. But inside that base liquid, there is a small sweet liquid there. This is a digestive liquid. So the digestive enzymes inside the liquid make the insect which has fallen down in the liquid there, break down the insects' bodies, take out all the nitrogen part of the insects, and they dissolve it, make into some liquid group which the plant will be able to absorb. So all the nutrients which the plant needs, the nitrogen, comes from the body of the insects. So it will take away the body part, the insect will be dead, and all the nitrogen is taken and given to the plant. Later on, the pitcher plant will open a little bit wider like that. So all the different type of insects will be attracted and come into the pitcher plant leaves of the whole plant. So there are several insects falling down inside each pitcher or jug like structure, and they all die. When they die, the liquid is digested by the plant. They get the nitrogen. This is how the pitcher plants survives and lives. These are called carnivorous plant. The second plant which we come across is another one, Venus flytrap. In this plant, you will be having two open leaves like structure, you can say. When they are open, they are red and they smell in lovely sweet smell comes out from that leaves. They have stiff hair on the edge. So you can see the stiff hair on the edge. On the side they have stiff hair here. So the hair like structures are like this. And this will be able to trap or close when they want it. Inside the leaves in the middle, there is very sensitive tiny hair which cause the leaves to snap shut. So when they are touched, when any insects come inside in the middle, when they are touched, immediately the leaves will trap shut and the insect is digested inside in the leaves, in the middle of the leaves, and the liquid enzymes are formed. That means it is digested with all the enzyme which is present inside the leaf, and the body is digested, the nitrogen goes to the plant. So this is the Venus flytrap. You can see how the insect is going inside. Once it is trapped inside, the leaves will shut, the insect will die. So they have stiff hair like structure on the edge of the leaf like structure, and inside the leaves they are closed and the insect dies. So what is happening? The leaves snap shut, and when they are just touched also, the insect immediately drops inside and the insect is absorbed by the whole plant. So this is how they also get the nitrogen. Things from plants. So what, after you have completed all this lesson, now you are understanding what is the importance of the plants. So what do you get from the plants? They provide us with many useful things. Plants prepare food such as starch, which we derive from the rice, wheat and potato. So the starch which is produced is saved in the form of seeds or the roots. This is what we eat, rice, wheat and potato. Pulses, lentils, black grain, green gram and peas provide us with valuable protein. So we eat all these things which plants are giving us. Leafy vegetables like cabbage, lettuce and spinach are very rich in vitamins. Fruits also provide us with precious vitamins. We get edible oil from coconut, mustard, groundnut and sesame. So I am sure you are using lot of fry vegetables also. You need these oils for frying your food items. So these are, we always get the oils also from the plants. So what we are learning now? Plants. Plants like grass also provide nutrition fodder for a cattle. So when the plants, animals are eating the grass, plants and leaves, then only you will be getting very good quality milk. So grass also is very important to us. Trees give us many useful things like timber, wood for building houses, boats and bridges. Wood is also used for furniture and firewood. The cotton and the jute plants provide us with fibers for making clothes, bags, carpets and ropes. Some plants provide us with medicinal herbs. The wonder drug penicillin is also derived from a fungus. Bamboo stems are also used to make paper. So you are using the paper, it is made from bamboo also. So there are so many varieties of plants which help you by giving you fruit, vegetables, medicine, wood and so many other important things. So what today you have learned, children? You have learned the variety of things which plant and animal products. We are learning how these things are helping people like us. Even the animals are also helped by the plant. So children, from now onwards, go through the lesson again, learn about the different varieties of plants, the carnivorous plants and everything. Understand the topic very clearly and answer the questions at the end of the lesson. And main important I want you all to do is grow more plants. The more you grow plants, you will get oxygen. So near your house also, children, see that you plant 1 or 2 big trees near your house. So help the nature will help you. Thank you.